Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CSGO Clutch Podcast. My name is Adam Cohn. I'm your host. Joined as always by my co-host, Dan Welch. Dan, what's going on, buddy?
Not too much, Adam. Just another Tuesday night before a nice CS:GO slate.
It's going to be a fun slate for sure. I had to hit the record button on this thing because you and I were just chatting pre-show, and we could just be chit-chatting about this all day. But we got a podcast to record for the people. How'd you do on yesterday's slate?
Um, not. I only played one lineup. It was in a $5 single entry, and I did not cash. Came in. I was pretty much out from the start because I had ins, and ins was 8,600, and only got like 39 points. So that pretty much kept me out of the running.
Yeah, Inns was a bad call. I mean, again, for when we talked about yesterday in the podcast, if there was a time we're playing Renegades in this group, it was against FPX. It just didn't pan out. For what it's worth, I did not play any Renegades in my one main large field GPP lineup. I ended up going and playing two FPX, which was Zen and Madden. Looked really good from the start. Then I had two-man OG stack. I went with Captain Nico and Valde. Through map one, it was looking really good, and then
It
they
was.
hit map two. Um, and yeah, and then it just Heroic came back a little bit at the end. I had a two-man Heroic stack, but just you needed Xantaris. He was, I
Yeah.
think, plus 18. You needed Xantaris.
And who called it, Adam? Who called it yesterday?
Yeah.
This
All
guy.
right. Yeah, that guy. Um, let's talk about one of the elephants in the room on yesterday's slate.
Okay.
Sonny's performance. All right. I'll start off at what he did. He was plus 22. Let me tell you the last time Sonny was good.
Oh no shit.
Don't worry, I'll wait. No, I'm kidding. Um, it's been a while since we've seen Sonny put up those kind of numbers. So he's only been with Fun Plus Phoenix. He's standing in pretty much for them, and I believe he's the IGL. Yeah, he was plus 22 against Renegades. Negative, 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 negative,
That's Ents.
negative,
Dude, Ents was
negative,
trash towards the game.
positive, negative, positive, 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 negative. I understand Ents wasn't that good.
No, they were horrible.
I understand
I mean,
that.
they broke up their entire team.
I get that. Again, there's Sonny's still looking for a team, and all I'm saying is outlier game. Just
I don't
because of the
know, Adam.
performance.
Did you
Just
watch it? Did you watch the match?
no. It was a
Yeah.
6 a.m. match. I was sleeping.
All right. Yeah, I did not watch it either. Um. Well, no,
I
I looked at it really quickly and I saw the score and I'm like, oh, there goes my day. So
I mean,
I didn't
if
watch it
if you
more.
had any combo of Fun plus Phoenix guys, you had a chance of cashing at that point.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, like, if we take a look at his overall stats over the last 12 months, he's got a .91 kill to death ratio with 72.8 ADR. That's not bad. A .65 KPR. Eh. I mean, like, he's not terrible, but he's not the
Oh.
greatest either. So,
It seemed like every time I played Sonny when he was on Ents, like I would get just what I needed, like just the right amount of points. Like it
yeah.
always seemed to pay off.
Yep. Um, yeah, so we'll see what happens. But getting on to the next slate of games, let's go ahead and matches. Doot, doot. Fun slate of games, though, for sure, what we have coming up here
Yep.
on today's slate. So, Renegades and OG start us off 6 a.m., and that's what we're going to start off on this slate. So, recapping yesterday, we had some calls right, we had some calls wrong. We're going to get back right into it here today. First, we're going to start off is Renegades versus OG. And Valde, the highest priced player on the slate at 9,600, well worth it considering how good he's looked. Before we get to the OG
Yep.
side of things, talk to me about Renegades.
Like I said, I did not get to see them, and I've only seen them wreck like tier 2 teams. So it's kind of sad that they couldn't even. I don't know. They just look so bad based on the score. And I had ins, like I said, and he was 8,600, I think. And I mean, it ruined my lineups
Yeah.
or my lineup.
I mean, I'm right there with you. I I had so much FPX in my 20 max builds. I had to continually manually substituting out FPX stacks and ownership exposure in my 20 max for more Renegades exposure. Because, like I said yesterday, if there was one time I'm going to play Renegades in this group, it was
Oh, it was
against
then.
FPX. I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm not playing against OG. I'm not playing against Heroic. I'm not playing against Big. I wasn't doing it. They already lost to complexity. I'm not. If it was the one chance to play him and have some sort of an upset, and again, leverage spot, FPX were the biggest favorite on the slate. Clearly, we see why. But it's Counter Strike. It's a video game. Anything can happen. So I mean, I think the logic was right. The result didn't pay off. So with that being said, I'm not going back to Renegades. And I'm gonna say this right now. I'm not going back to Renegades for the rest of this group. I'm not playing them Wednesday. I'm not playing them Thursday. I'm not playing them Friday. They're getting X out of my player pool.
I mean, for a MME, you kind of have to though. At least, I mean, ins was 25% in a $5 single entry. So I bet he was actually pretty high owned in GBPs, and I doubt tomorrow he'll get any kind of ownership.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it'll be interesting to see how ownership shakes out on the slate. Valde at 9,600. Now we'll get to the OG side of things because it sounds like you and I aren't playing Renegades, right?
no, 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 definitely not.
All right. So with that being said, let's get to the OG side of things here. On the OG side of things, Valde 9,600. Like I said, the most expensive player on the slate. He's, in my opinion, well warranted for that price tag with how fantastic he's been playing. The price tag worries me at 9,600 though.
96. Yeah, I mean that's a lot for Valde. I mean, they're most likely going to play Inferno, which we know that. I mean, sometimes the CTs save a little bit, and it can reduce the number of kills.
Well, so that's part of the strategy of Counter Strike. So like, if you don't have much of an economy built up, and you have like fully invested, like say you invested in one op and four M4s, and you lose two players, and the other team, the terrorists, have already swarmed the bomb site. If you make a decision to save, well, you don't get any money. You save the guns. So like, it's just it you can't predict that on a game to game basis because that's a round
Right.
to round thing. You can't ever predict that. Um,
Yep.
with that being said, I'll absolutely still pay 9,600 for Valde. And I
Oh
just
yeah,
hope
definitely.
I just hope that keeps his ownership down. Like Valde, I can see more in the 8,000 range. I don't think he's a $9,000 player, but if he's gonna play like he did today, like he did today, yeah, 100%, he warrants a $9,000 price tag. I just think this is probably $500 to $1,000 too expensive for who he is. But I hope this keeps his ownership down. Um,
Yeah.
talk to me about the rest of OG.
Rest. So I'm going to probably captain Issa. That has actually won me some money in the past, and I think today might be the day where um, that works out again. Just because Issa's really good. I mean, he's a very good Counter Strike player, um, and Renegades are not. So I'm hoping for Issa. And then I guess if they do get a Dust 2 or a Mirage or something like that as a second map, then Mantu could also be a good play. Um, and then I mean, those are probably the three that I would look at. Alexi B maybe just because of the price if I needed to save some money somewhere, but probably not. And then of course Nico. I mean, if I can fit him, I will definitely play him.
Um, I I'm going right back to the vote with Nico. I captained him yesterday. Didn't work out again through map one. Looked like it was going to work out for me. And then just Mirage happened. It is what it is, and he didn't have a good showing there. I was hoping
Yeah.
for a map 3, but we didn't get it. I'll go right back to the well here, Nico, at $7,000. Mantu's probably my second favorite on this slate, though, for OG next to Valde. Mantu looks really solid in both maps, so I'll definitely go back to the well with Mantu. I don't mind playing an Alexi B in this spot. We just saw what Sonny did to this team, and Alexi B being the IGL for OG.
Huh. Interesting.
Kid's got talent. He can frag when needed, but from how I see Alexi B playing his game style, he seems to be more of an information gatherer IGL. So he's almost like a I I wouldn't call him the highest fragging IGL, but at 5,800 against the worst team in this group, no offense to Renegades, like you may at the Pro League, but you're of the talent in this group, they're the weakest. Um, I don't mind Alexi B at 5,800 for large field GPPs,
Oh,
and it's just fine. I don't think he crushes. I think he's fine. All right, second game on this slate: Heroic versus Fun Plus Phoenix. And one thing that stands out to me, as if Shush at 8,200 wasn't outlandish enough, he got a $1,200 price increase. He is $9,400 on this slate for reasons I don't quite understand. He's a.
that's confusing.
I don't get it. Cadian should be 9,400. I don't get the pricing. Shush is a full fade for me on the slate.
Yeah, could be a good GPP play just because of the. I mean, I think a lot of the people that are playing on DraftKings are pretty good and would know that he's not worth that price. So it's not like they're going to be attracted by the price.
I
So I
played
think,
20% Shush today.
oh,
He
really?
was about 10% owned.
Huh.
I mean, at 8,200, I had the money because I had Captain Nico to get to Shush. I had the money to spend in bunches yesterday because of how crazy pricing was. And I just had tons of heroic exposure. So, Shush is someone, if you can afford him and you want to get crazy different in large field GPPs, I don't hate the idea. But at 9,400, he's going to have to go bonkers to pay off the price tag and to come in the optimal lineup, in my opinion.
Yeah. No,
Uh,
sorry, I was just looking at some stats here.
you're good. With that being said, what do you think about the rest of Heroic outside the crazy shush price tag?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think refresh is a good talking point for us, but I will not be playing him. Um, and then Down is still underpriced. Tassus is way underpriced. Cadian is probably in a sweet spot, to be honest with you. But he hasn't been like Cadian hasn't been like popping off like he was in recent history.
But Cadian's
And
been
then
the best
Stown,
player on this team, and it hasn't been close.
oh yeah. And Stown, we're just kind of waiting for that Stown moment. I mean,
I don't know if we're going to get it. Again, Refresh and Shush were brought in here, and this is my opinion. Nothing to do with what's being reported out there. Was to take the pressure off the 18, 19-year-old from being the next elite level Zywoo or a Nico or someone that just has the insane ability to be up in that tier. He's 18, 19. Like, we shouldn't be coronating him the next Zywoo. He shouldn't have to deal with the pressure. You got Shush in there, who's a much better player than Borup. Refresh. Jury's still out. Should be a better player than Nico. Because the kid's super talented. But again, so like, now we'll get into the refresh discussion. And by the way, it's down at 7,400. I'll be overweight on in GBPs. 100%. Too cheap.
yeah,
The
yeah,
kid's
yeah,
too
yeah.
talented. And he continues to prove he looks like he's having fun playing. And when the dude's on, he's on. He's hitting crazy shots.
Scary,
Yeah, like he's that
scary
good.
good.
He's that
Yeah,
good. Let's talk about the elephant in the room at refresh.
Yeah, that
Map
is a bit of
one,
an
it looked
elephant.
like you needed him to win anything.
Yeah, that's right.
And then you get to the rest of the maps, and he fell back down to earth. He only came away with +2 kill the death differential.
Yeah,
+2. He was like plus insanity on map one. I think he was like 10-1 at one point.
I believe you're right. Yeah, that sounds right.
But again, he only ended up +2. It's the same +2 he ended up with in his last matchup. Uh, I will go to the well on this one. FPX second weakest team in this group. I'll play refresh. It looks like he's figuring something out. He's not quite there yet, but he's figuring something out. So I will definitely go back to the well on refresh in this. Anything else on heroic you want to talk about?
Um, Not particularly. I think that yeah, I mean really you kind of convinced me to go with refresh. I mean really anybody could do well on heroic and but shush is just too expensive.
Yeah, I
Bottom
mean,
line.
let's put it this way. I am going to be overweight. 100%. I am going to be overweight on everyone on heroic, with the exception of the $9,400 shoes. All right,
Yep.
Fun Plus Phoenix. Your team, Fun Plus
My
Phoenix.
team.
Mister, I want to play all 5 members of Fun Plus Phoenix on a roster. No, I'm kidding. Talk to me about FPX in this matchup, because Zen's only 8,000 and is the highest priced member of FPX on this slate.
I think they're. I mean, I think they can win. I think they. I mean, Farley. I just don't understand what's going on with Farley. It's almost like their coach is holding him back somehow. Because if you remember when he was on the Copenhagen Flames, they let him. He was kind of a roamer lurker with the op, like an art kind of opper. And some of the shots that that he would hit were nuts. So it's just like I just don't get why he's not given that freedom or what. I haven't really been able to draw a conclusion. Um, Madden, Zen still in play. All those guys are in play. Maybe stay away from Stico. I just haven't had good luck with Stico, and
If you want to
5400 is
play,
cheap though.
yeah, if
Go
you
ahead.
want to play any FPX on the slate, I think you keep it to the main three. You keep it to Zed and Varlig and Madden. My opinion.
Yes, yeah, no, I agree.
I
That's
mean,
well.
again,
Thank you for the summary.
yeah. I mean, like this is a spot where if you're playing FPX against how heroic have looked, don't get cute. In my opinion, unless you're entering like 20 max plus, maybe throwing a little bit of Stico, a little bit of Sunny, right? Like
Yep.
stick with the main guys. But like if Sunny goes out another +22, that's fine. I'll just move on to the next slate. Last game on this slate: Complexity versus Big Clan.
Oh boy.
Big Clan continues to still be priced up, and Complexity config at 6,400 and JKS at 5,600. I don't understand it. Talk to me about Complexity on the slate.
Oh, I'm probably gonna go. Well, I'm probably gonna have at least two complexity in my one lineup. I'm a little bit torn between maybe a poison and blame F or a blame F and config. Um, I have a hard time fading poison, and it's definitely hurt me in the past. But yeah, I mean, those are probably the three that I'd be targeting is poison, blame F, and config.
I like it. The main three. Um,
Mhm.
Now again, like JKS obviously being the ace of the former 100 Thieves roster, it he's still integrating into this team, but he's looking like he's finally finding a
Yep.
groove.
Yep.
I mean, he's played with stand-ins for months. Now this five is finally looking like they're gelling. They look better than they were previously with Obo.
Oh hell
They
yeah.
look fantastic. And
Yeah.
again, no
Yeah.
disrespect to Obo, just JKS is better, at least right now.
Yeah.
Um, JKS 5600 is someone I want to play. I would want exposure in a 20 max to everyone except for Rush, Maybe even a little Rush. I mean, Rush hasn't looked terrible. He's a support
No,
player for this team. He hasn't looked terrible.
he's a
Um,
good entry fragger too when he's got to do it.
yeah. Blame F being the IGL for this team. He's the one I think of when I play it. I don't even think of Blame F as the IGL. This is the same way. I
No,
don't. It's the same way I don't think of Cadian being the IGL. They're they're high fragging guys, and they just put in the work. Now, Config at 6400 is someone I want exposure to, and I'm gonna come out and say it. My core player on this slate is Blame F. I'm getting it out of the way with now. My core player on this slate is Blame F.
okay.
With that being said, on the big clan side of things, we have Searson, Xantaras, Tabson. Searson at 9200, Xantaras at 7800, and Tabson at 6600. Really, the main three for this team. All in play for large field GPPs. This could go either way.
Uh, I think Big is going to get stomped.
It's
I hope they're the
possible.
favorite. Again, we're not in the results business. Would love to be, because I'd be a wealthy man. But I mean, Remember when complexity? When I guess at the end of when Obo left, they looked horrible. They got JKS. They kind of looked a little bit good,
But then
and
they
then I
played
forget
with
which.
stand-ins for like 3 months,
Yeah,
4 months. Like there was no time for them to get acclimated as a full five.
yeah. What was the in the most recent tournament? Was the that we did a little coverage on it too. IEM Katowice.
Yep,
Katowice.
Katowice.
They were eliminated early, right?
I believe so. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look, but like, look at the money line. Big's only a plus 107 dog. Complexity minus 130 favorite. Pinnacle thinks this is going to be a lot
Yeah,
closer than you and I think. I think Complexity steamroll Big 2-0. But
yeah.
like,
I mean,
th-
sorry.
this line's interesting. Just saying. All right,
Yep.
so let's head back here. I'm not playing Keto or Tizzy and you.
No, I mean not in my single entry. My one lineup, definitely not.
All right, core value GPP play, one of each.
Core, I'm gonna go with Stown.
I like it. Good
Value,
call.
thank you. Value, I'm gonna go with. Could you scroll down again? Because I
I'd
don't
be
have
happy
mine
to.
pulled up. I'm gonna go with a little bit more. Refresh.
I like it. Refresh with for value. Kind of one of the obvious value plays on the slate. And give me a GPP play.
GPP is gonna be. Let's see. Searson.
I like it.
Actually, no. I take that back because it's. I'll go with Mantu.
Give two. Why not? Searson and Mantu. Both of them are just one. Pick.
Uh,
You want
Searson.
one? You got Searson? All right, cool.
Yep.
Like I said, my core play in this slate is Blame F. If I had to say if I was gonna pick a second core play, it's down at 7,400. Um, value, I like Alexi B at 5,800. I also really like JKS at 5,600 as well. Refresh again, same thing, great value play. GPP play on the slate, Manto. You want to say it, I'll say it, Manto. Cadian's kind of obvious, like I said, he's definitely another core or someone I want to be really heavily exposed on. He's been the best player from Heroic. Down at 7,400, price tag and talent's the reason why it'd be him over Cadian for me. But yeah, that'll be about do it. Any final thoughts on this slate?
Fine. Do we want to do the bold prediction? Or are we
I
skipping that?
completely skipped the team stacks and the bold predictions. Look at you. You just you just really want to go and have a bold prediction and saying Captain Rush is going to win someone to GPP, aren't they?
No, I would not. That would just be an idiotic prediction. I'm
All
gonna
right, go
go
ahead. Give me
with
your favorite team stack on the slate.
favorite team stack is going to be OG.
I like it. My favorite, again, this is no surprise, it's heroic. They've just looked fantastic. All right, bold prediction time.
Um, boy, I didn't really think about this too much. I'm gonna go with I guess FPX 2-0 heroic.
That's bold, all right.
Yeah,
My bold prediction is going to be. I mean, it's not bold saying OG is going to steamroll Renegades, but I think Alexi B is
no,
going to be on the winning lineup tomorrow.
that's
I,
bold.
I think Alexi B is going to be on the winning GPP lineup. I don't necessarily think captain, but I think Alexi B is going to be on the winning lineup. And with that being said, uh, hit that like button, guys. Thank you for listening. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Definitely very, very important for you guys to know when this drops. We're going to try keeping these a little shorter than they have been. We're going to try aiming for about the 10 to 20 minute mark, maybe even a little bit longer. Hit the subscribe button so you know when this words Adam words when this drops for you guys. That way there you know and can get your information before your lineups lock. And Dan, plug your Twitter. Where can they all find you?
Wandelch, Wandelch. I follow a lot of DFS, Counter Strike, cryptocurrency people. Make a comment once in a while. So yeah,
There you
please
go.
follow.
You can follow me on Twitter at AdamWX21. By either this weekend or by sometime early next week, we are going to have a Twitter for the CSGO Clutch. I will be letting you all know where you can find that. It'll have every episode posted to that Twitter account. That way, there you know exactly where to go. For Dan, I'm Adam. Good luck in your contest tomorrow. Latest, peoples.